for making us your first stop, literally directly off the plane. I hope you
stop at Campari. You know, that's
the first stop for all of us. Welcome to the Variety Studio at the Campari Lounge here at the Cannes Film Festival. I'm Elizabeth Wagmeister, and I am here with Jesse Eisenberg and Julianne Moore. Thank you for joining us. We're so excited to be here.
Thank you so much for having us.
Absolutely. So obviously exciting to be here at Cannes. We will get into that a bit, but we have got to talk about your film. Congratulations, Jesse, your feature directorial debut. How was that process for you, being behind the scenes, directing? You wore many hats, but a very different process for you, I'd imagine.
It was great. I mean, it was mainly great, and I'm not saying this because she's here, but because of Julianne and the other actor, Finn, who can't be here because he's too young to be here. I don't even know what that refers to. He can't rent a car in America. I don't know if that's what applies. But nonetheless, yeah, because as an actor, the main thing I'm interested in is, performance and characters. And so the real revelation I had on the set as the director was like, they're working the hardest on set. I never had that feeling as an actor, because as an actor, you're kind of watching people lift things and put things down and pick things up. And I always feel like, God, everybody's working so much harder than me. And then when I was directing the movie, and I had this kind of just immediate revelation, like, oh my God, that is so difficult what they're doing. And so brave and exposing and all this stuff that I would never have attributed to myself having done it. So that was the kind of, I would say, epiphany.
Yes. Now, was Julianne your first choice? We're going to put you on the spot.
Yes, but even if the character was like, a kid learning to bike or something, it would be Julianne. I mean, yeah, she's the greatest in the world. I mean, but that's like an objective statement of fact, not my unique, fetish. She's the greatest. So yeah. And then, when you see her in this movie, the character is so particular and, enigmatic and warm and all these amazing things that she does mind-bogglingly, amazingly well.
Now, Julianne, how did this project come to you, and how did the two of you get together?
Well, I got the script that Jesse had written, and I'm always really attracted to writing, to great writing, and it was so wonderful on the page and so unusual, and the character was so complicated. And I was drawn to that right away, and also kind of like, okay, well, here's Jesse Eisenberg, this actor that I've admired for so long and is so beloved by so many people, by the way. Found out that he's an incredible director. I mean, insanely prepared. If he said that he was appreciative of what we did, we were only able to do what we did because he had written, it was all on the page. He was insanely collaborative, and it was a wonderful experience on set. When Jesse and I first met, he said, I want this kid, Finn Wolfhard, do you know him? He's really smart and curious and he's a peer. It's interesting to work with a teenager who actually just brings it like an adult. But all in all, it was a marvelous experience and Jesse's ultimate creation.
Where did this idea initially come from?
So it started as a audiobook for Audible, and initially it was just a series of audio diary entries of a guy who was having trouble connecting to his newborn baby, and that kind of just spawned like a series of stories. That baby turns 16 or 16 years in the future, and in the audio book, Finn plays this character who he plays in the movie, and he's kind of talking about the fraught relationship he has with his mother. And so after I finished that, I was trying to figure out what to write next, and I realized that I wanted to hear from that mother. She was such an interesting character. She runs a shelter in a small college town. She lives with a very specific set of political perspectives, and she has a kind of a fraught relationship with her son, who is only interested in playing his music for an international fan base, and is a kind of unapologetic capitalist, as opposed to his mother, who is lives for to kind of create social change.
How do the two of you relate to this subject matter when it comes to this push and pull between social media and the world of entertainment and social justice and do good work?
And I say, ultimately, I mean, that's the conundrum that we feel like we're in all the time, because obviously we're making as serious as we can be about the work that we do, and we take it very, very seriously. We obviously are making entertainment, but you hope that you're making stories that make people reflect on the way and who we are and how we live, and we need that as human beings. However, in the big scheme of things, you sometimes feel, I do as an actor anyway, somewhat on the margins of what is important, because you feel like, is this a necessity? I don't know. And yet I feel compelled to do it. So that dichotomy, that push-pull is that's evident in the film, right? And I think is something that I feel every single day. Over to you.
Yeah, no, completely. Yeah, I feel the exact same way. But also, what it's like to kind of live with people who have very different, a different set of values and different set of priorities. So, in the movie, the characters they wake up with different goals, but they're forced to live with each other. They're expected to love each other. They do love each other. And, how do you reconcile having kind of like, your mind out of the relationship when your heart is still there?
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's beautiful.
It was a rejected tagline.
Now, do you want to direct again after this first go around?
Yeah, I mean, I've always written plays, and I've been in the plays, and so I didn't direct them. But yeah, this was a great experience. I don't know if this is like the kind of thing that I'll remember in 20 years as the only good version of that experience. Maybe it'll be like one of those things. You know what I mean? But, people. Yeah, that was the one. Yeah, so I hope not. Yeah, I hope to learn and to grow. And my feeling about being in the arts in general is you just constantly stay busy, and then you won't be depressed, as opposed to doing something hoping it's perfect and that everybody will just embrace that particular thing and then you could go on vacation. My feeling is just always stay busy. Otherwise, for me, I get depressed.